It was the general custom of the Arabs living in towns to send their children away to Bedouin wet nurses so that they might grow up in the free and healthy surroundings of the desert. Thereby, they would develop a strong body and acquire the pure speech and manners of the Bedouins, who were noted both for chastity of their language and for being free from the vices which usually develop in inactive societies. The Prophet was later entrusted to Halima bint Abi Duaib from Bani Sa'd bin Bakr. Her husband was al-Harith bin Abdul Uzza, called Abi Kabsha, from the same tribe. Muhammad had several foster brothers and sisters: Abdullah bin al-Harith, Anisa bint al-Harith, Hudafa or Judama bint al-Harith, known as Ash-Shama, and she used to take care of the Prophet, and Abu Sufyan bin al-Harith bin Abdul Muttalib, the Prophet's cousin. There are delightful traditions relating how Halima and her entire household were favored by successive strokes of good fortune, while Muhammad lived under her care as an infant. Ibn Ishaq states that Halima narrated that she, along with her husband and a suckling infant, set out from her village in the company of some women from Banu Sa'd bin Bakr in quest of children to nurse. She said, "It was a year of drought and famine and we had nothing to eat. I rode on a brown mule. We also had with us an old she-camel. By Allah, we could not get even a drop of milk. We could not have a wink of sleep during the night, for the child kept crying because of hunger. We used to constantly pray for rain and immediate relief. At length, we reached Makkah, looking for children to nurse. Not even a single woman among us accepted when Allah's messenger was offered to her. As soon as they were told that he was an orphan, they refused him. We had fixed our eyes on the reward that we would get from the child's father. An orphan! What were his grandfather and mother likely to do? So we refused to accept him because of that. Every woman who came with me got an infant, and when we were about to depart, I said to my husband, 'By Allah, I do not like to go back along with the other women without any infant. I should go to that orphan, and I must take him.' He said, 'There is no harm in doing so, and perhaps Allah might bless us through him.' So I went and took him, because there was simply no other alternative left for me but to take him, and we returned to our place. My husband then went to the she-camel to milk it, and to his astonishment, he found plenty of milk in it. He milked it, and we drank to our fill, and enjoyed a sound sleep during the night. The next morning, my husband said, 'By Allah, O Halima, you must understand that you have got a blessed child.' And I replied, 'By the grace of Allah, I hope so.' The tradition is clear on the point that Halima's return journey and her subsequent life, as long as the Prophet stayed with her, was encircled with a halo of good fortune. By the time they reached the encampments of the Bani Sa'd clan in the country, they found the scales of fortune turned in their favor. The barren land sprouted luxuriant grass, and the animals went out to pasture and came back to them satisfied and full of milk. Muhammad stayed with Halima for 2 years until he was weaned. As Halima said, "We then took him back to his mother, earnestly requesting her to have him stay with us, so that we may benefit from the good fortune and blessings he brought us. We persisted in our request, expressing our anxiety over the child catching a certain infection peculiar to Makkah. At last, we were granted our wish, and the Prophet stayed with us until we returned with him. The Prophet stayed with them until he was about 4 or 5 years old. Then, as related by Anas in Sahih Muslim, Gabriel came down, opened his chest, and took out the heart. He then extracted a blood clot out of it and said, "That was the part of Satan in thee." And then he washed it with the water of Zamzam in a gold basin. After that, the heart was joined together and restored to its place. The boys and playmates went running to his mother, his nurse, and said, "Verily, Muhammad has been murdered." They all rushed towards him and found him to be all right, and that only his face was pale. And Anas said, "I have seen the mark that was left on his chest." So, this was the childhood story of our very last and blessed Prophet of Allah. See you kids in another story telling session. Till then, take care